Episode 7.
Growing the team. Action. So growing the team when we first started, obviously it looks a lot different now than it did then because it was just me and Morgan when we first started. And when you first start a company, no matter what, especially bootstrapping it, you pretty much have to sell people on the vision and the dream because you can't really pay them that much. So the people that we had at that time were just, we were lucky they gave us a shot.
So one of the hardest parts about culture is when you start a company, you know it has to change, and you got to keep it. You got to find that middle ground as you're growing. And so our culture, we've done a phenomenal job of being able to go from, that barbarian company that can, just do almost everything that it can to becoming a more structured, more professional, more organized machine, but also keeping everybody close to heart.
I agree with that 100%. And I think that, and we may be biased, but I think that as we've grown and as we become more professional, we're able to attract really people with very high integrity, and we're able to advance the professionalism of the company so we serve the customer better while keeping the heart of what it's always been.
But also we're a part of that, so we've grown to keeping a higher integrity, keeping a higher moral compass, and, also motivating in a different way than we used to. One of the things about believing in our vision is that there's a little piece of every single person that has a part of this in their life, rebuilding lives, rebuilding communities, rebuilding their lives. They've had either a family member go through a layoff, they've had a cousin that, lost everything and had to rebuild that. So one of the biggest things with our culture, with our vision, is how do you rebuild communities? How do you rebuild lives? And we're doing that every day. So there's a little bit of that vision that's already in everybody. So our vision is already their vision.
We talk about it all the time. We have these moments of realization to look around and see how many people we have part of this great organization. And one of the best things for me personally is to walk around the plant and see that whole process and all those people and just the culture down there in manufacturing facilities is, number one, is extremely hard, but down there it's really, to me, a point of pride because it runs like a machine. They do great work. They're happy to be there, and that it fills my heart with joy to be able to provide all those jobs for the for the community.
I think for me, it's one of the hardest things you can do is, as a growing company, you got people that's been here forever, and then you're having to bring in brand new people, and you got to make sure their personalities blend right. You got to make sure they have the same visions, the same goals, and everything. And the biggest thing for us right now is nobody to believe we've actually made it. We're just getting started. Like we're literally, if we were building a house right now, we don't even have a closet built to where we're going. So we need older employees like Trey, and then we need a newer employee to come in that's going to help skill us up like Amy. But I think it's better not to just hear it from us. I think it's actually better to hear it from a person like Trey that's been here for a while, and Amy that's just kind of, I don't want to say new, it feels like she's been here for a couple years, but she's new into the family.
She fits right in.
Fits right in, so I'd rather you hear it from them.
All right, my name's Trey Dobbs, Vice President of Operations. Been here a little over 4 years now. My first day, I heard this said one time, and it's so true, that your first day at a new job is like being a new character on a TV series in like season 7. It was kind of, it was awkward, but we powered through. It was frustrating in some ways because I remember at one point, I think it took me 4 hours to make a cup of coffee because I just didn't know where the coffee pot was. I finally found it, and then I was like, but where's the coffee? And they were like, oh, you got to talk to Miss Shirley. I was like, who's Miss Shirley? And they're like, oh, Miss Shirley's up front. And I was like, I don't even know where front is. So it was an interesting first few weeks getting to know everybody. There's so many names you got to memorize, right? And I'm terrible with that. So like I would meet someone and I'd be like, hi, I'm Trey. And they'd be like, hi, I'm Will. And I'm be like, okay, Will. Nice to meet you, Will. It's wonderful to finally meet a Will like you, Will. And I would just try all these weird things to remember people's names the best I could, so I made it less awkward. when I met them next time. But what I ended up doing was making it really awkward the first time I met them. And so I think it made a good impression though. Evolution with the company has been awesome. It's just been, and it's one of those things when you're in the thick of it, you can't really see it. You really have to take time and reflect back and kind of see, you know, how far we've come, because your day to day, it just doesn't, you don't feel the growth, but man, we've come so far. Everyone's worked so hard, and you know, I credit these guys all the time, Shaun and Morgan. It starts at the top. If it's not there, it can't trickle down. So the dedication to just becoming better all the way around, you know, individual growth, it starts there. Everybody here has worked so hard, just becoming a better version of themselves. And that's poured into what we do, the processes and the systems we have. Everything has gotten better, and really it's the whole mindset's so different now as far as how you feel when you come to work at Winchoice now as opposed to what it was when I started. You know, you want everyone to know this is where you work. You're wanting to wear your company shirts out where you go, and when you do, people notice and they say, hey, I've seen what you guys are doing. That's awesome. And so it's a 180 really already, and we're just scratching the surface. I just love being a part of something that's special, and it's hard to really articulate it. It's hard to really put into words the feeling that you get with the people and seeing the personal growth from the individuals around. Really, more than anything else, that's what I love being a part of, is seeing people, when given the opportunity, they're able to change their lives, and you see that time and time again here. The whole company is just full of stories of people that, you know, you can't change people, you can't make them change, but you can give them the opportunity and maybe the avenue to be the launch pad to the change. And so many people have done so well with that, and it's what makes you want to come in every day and excited about coming in every day.
Hey guys, my name is Amy Rhodes, and I'm the head of Human Resources, and I have been with Winchoice for going on 90 days. You know, my first day with Winchoice was a mixed bag. You know, it was a great first day, but like Trey has mentioned in some of his testimonies, really figuring out who everybody was. There's one of you, there's 100 of them. And, you know, I can tell you it is a learning curve, as with any job. But the upside is, man, I felt more at home here on my first day than I have at anywhere else I've ever worked. And I think that is a really big testament to how Winchoice is doing things. So I learned about Winchoice the good old-fashioned way. I was looking for my next opportunity, and it came across a social media feed. But the story doesn't really end there, because like all of us, you know, you go, you check out the job, and you think, yeah, that sounds pretty good. But what really did it for me was I reached out to Morgan and introduced myself and did my little elevator speech on why he should hire me. And the response that I got back almost immediately, like 9:30 at night, was so raw and so authentic that I immediately thought, yeah, I gotta be part of this. If that's the guy that's heading it up, that's something I wanna be part of. So our company culture is wild, and it's unique. And because it's high accountability, but high results and high fun. And you often think like you can't have all three, but you actually can. Because when you have everybody with the same vision of changing lives and building communities, and we're all swimming in the same direction, man, that's a culture that can't be stopped. And everybody understands which way we're going and wants to get there as badly as the next person. And I just think that creates a culture that's unbeatable. You know, one of the things that I think is the biggest differentiator between us and other companies from a people and culture standpoint is we are a no BS culture. Like, we do not have a bunch of corporate bullshit speak in meetings. We speak our minds respectfully, but we say what's really going on. And I think that removes all that overly political correctness that you can have in some environments, because we can really get to the source of problems, we can solve them, and we can get better. So I think that the true authenticity that people exhibit as employees is the biggest differentiator for us as a culture. So, you know I haven't been here a long time, just coming up on 90 days, but my experience here has been so positive, and I am so excited for the future and everything that's going to be happening at Winchoice.